And I just did that whole intro without touching record. Anyway, let's take two. Hey, all you YouTubers, you know, that are doing it by yourself, setting it up, getting the shots right, working with no other help. It's a pain in the ass, isn't it? I mean, it takes like a half hour just to get your GoPros all set up, make sure the batteries are good, and as soon as you do that, get them all hooked up to your tripods and your microphones and all that stuff, and then you go to find out your GoPro has an update. Oh, cool. So then you got to wait for that to be done, and then you get it all set up, you go through your mind how you want to do your shots, and man, it's a pain in the ass. No wonder these big YouTubers hire people to do this crap, and that's why their videos look amazing. They have camera crews and editing crews and all that stuff I don't have. And I'm sure that a lot of you don't have. Well, a lot. I've got 12 viewers, and I think one is my mom. Anyway, today we're doing another install video. I know I said a while back that I wasn't going to do any more install videos, and well, I lied, because quite honestly I have no other content because the weather's been nasty. I haven't had a lot of time. Kids are in sports. The kid is in sports. So on the weekends we're doing that, and then work, you know, all day, and then weekend comes more sports, and it's a pain in the butt. But so we got an install video. Today we're going to be installing the Boss Walker Link the Boss Walker Link sway bar shock system for a 21 plus Bronco. I saw these at the booth at Boss 4x4's booth, and they they look great. They look easy to install. They were told that they're supposed to make the drive better, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna give those a shot. So let's get my cameras all set up, and we'll pull out all the parts and pieces. Stickers, yay! So we got some bolts, big bolts. We got some more connection systems there, and bubble wrap packaged up. Ooh, individually wrapped, nice. And here they are. Ta-da! Ta-da! There they are. Okay, the first thing it says to do in the instrucciones is set parking brake, jack up front of vehicle, and support with appropriate jack stands. While you can install the links with the vehicle on the ground, we recommend jacking it up to relieve the tension on the sway bar. If not using a jack, turn each wheel opposite of the side you are working on. So first, let's jack it up and prop it up. Okay, truck is jacked up. We're on jack stands. We're going right back in there. So next it says to take the tires off, the wheels off. So let's do that. Those of you that make the locks for your wheels, you know the ones I'm talking about. Locking lug nuts, these things. You make them in packs of 4, which is fine. It's, I mean, it makes sense. But what you should also do is make them in packs of 5. And the reason why I say that is because there are certain vehicles that have the spare tire accessible to the public. The rear, the back, right? Jeeps, Broncos, other ones that have the tire on the back. And what we need is 5 of these because we don't want our spare tire stolen. Now, I get it. You only make 4 because most people have only 4 tires on their car. But you should also make packs of 5. Just saying. You just sit right there. All right. One off. Wheels are off. Next, we go to step 3, I'm guessing. And we're going to be taking those off right here. Okay? These right here. We're going to replace those. So, let's do that first. Let's do that. Let's get to step 3. Shall we? Alright, so step 3, which is on the other page. Back side. Step 3. Loosen the factory sway bar link on each side. Leave in place until ready to swap with the new links. Figure F1. Those guys right there, what I just pointed out. So let's loosen those bad boys up. Anybody have an idea what the size of the wrench is? Hey, haven't seen you guys in a while. Put those back on. I have a fight on my hands. Alright, those are off until I can get this piece done. All right. Now it says loosen. And say take off, just says loosen. So many sharp objects. Once that pops loose, I just rip a fingernail off or gouge my hand or some shit. All right, well, bad news is this is spinning and not that. That's not what I want it to do. So, the question is, how do you loosen? There's a little wrench there. So I need an actual open-end wrench and a fucking Allen key. Allen key to go in there, and an open wrench to go around there, and then you gotta fight the two against each other to split this off of this, because if you spin that, it spins that. Please tell me that's not the same way it is up here. Oh, it is! Simple. Not simple. It is simple if you have all the right tools and you know what you're doing. A key for that. Right? See that little hole there? I gotta put something in there and then get a box or a open end wrench and put it on there, hold that and tug on that so that this spins and not that, because if this spins and that spins, then that spins, and the whole thing is messed up. And if I screw up this project, I'll have a broken shit and I'll not be able to fix it. So there we go.
2 hours later.
Batteries. Am I right? All right. So I got step 3 done. Loosen both sides. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy. I showed you had to have a... I'll explain it later once I get this part off. But now I'm taking this piece, the driver's side off, and we'll go on to step 4. Yeah, so here we go. Let's knock this out. Just comes right out, right? Probably not. No, probably not. Oh, yes it does. Ta-da! All right, let me take it to the table and explain the tools that you need to take this off. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So what you're gonna need is a 13/16 open end wrench or box ratchet wrench for the nut, okay? You're gonna need a number 6 for the bottom of that. I don't know if you can see that. That goes in there, and you're gonna hold that and then twist that. So 13/16 open end or box ratchet wrench and a number 6 Allen or key, whatever you want to call these things, okay? That's what you're gonna need, and a lot of strength. There's very little room to work with it in there, so try not to break brake lines or any other wiring, but definitely need to remove the tire, and you're gonna have a lot of muscle. I suggest putting some WD-40 or some other breaker juice on there. Let it soak for a minute, Coca-Cola, whatever, and then let it break up, and then, like I said, number 6 and a 13/16. All right, step 4. Start with the lower mount and attach it to the lower control arm using a supply hardware. Countersunk bolt with nut and washer. Align the edge of the bracket in line with the ridge of the arm as shown in figure 2A. So that would be that one right there. So we'll, by the way, this needs 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, and then it's got another Allen, or maybe that's a Apex, but I'll figure out what that size is in a second. So let's first get this little part disassembled so that I can reassemble. Okay, just in case you were wondering, which I'm sure you were, the top of this piece is a 5/16, okay? Pop, just like that. All right, let's get this assembled. Always work with a clean surface. All right, goes there like that. It says, so you have to align it with, oh, I can get my fingers in there. Align it with that ridge right there. And it's gonna go in just like that. Can you even see what I'm doing? No, that is a terrible angle. All right, so that's going to align with this ridge here, okay? Line it up with the hole. Boom, just like yonder. All right. So, does the washer go on the bottom? I'm guessing it does. So we go, where did I put the, Ha. Where did I put the damn bolt? I've lost the bolt already. Oh, there it is. Okay. Line that up. Drop that in there like that. Washer. Boom. Nut. Just like so. Okay. Let's see what it says. Next step. Next 5. Number 5. Next, insert the lower end of the shock, blue side. Shock. Blue side. Into the mount with an aluminum misalignment spacer on each side with a beveled edge toward the shock. So, these little things have beveled edges. Can you see that? Beveled edge? That goes towards the shock. Okay? Alright, so let's do that. This will be a tight fit, it says. Have the bolt ready with a washer at the head to slide through the mount, spacers, and shock. Then loosely attach the other washer and lock nut to the end. Leave loose until both sides are installed. Alright, so I need to have a washer. It's going to be a tight fit, it says. Alright, let's fool with that. Everything's been tight so far, so no news there. Can you see? What am I looking at right there? Okay, yeah. Alright, so I have the bolt ready. The bolt is ready. Alright, so this is going to go in here with the beveled side here. Okay, and this is a beveled side here. I don't see how this is going to work. This looks like it's not going to work. Seriously, that does not look like it's going to work. But I will trust what they say. Oh, it doesn't look like that tight. All right, need to have the washer lock. Let's see, which way do I want to go with this thing? Ba-boom. That does not look like it's going to. Does anybody think that's going to work? That seems like it's really close to the top of the thing here. Really far away from that. One. I did it wrong. No.
A few moments later.
Okay, it helps if you read the directions. I had this twisted. I had this facing this way, and it's supposed to be facing this way. The valley is supposed to go this way. So, do it right the first time and you won't have any problems. Let's try this again. All right, let's just move on to 6 and see if we can get this aligned. For the upper mount, you will need to tighten down the jam nug snug against the shoulder in the middle of the bolt. Wow, that is a messed up bolt. You will need to tighten down. Yeah, that jam nut's right against the. So here's the top bolt. Okay, so you got a jam nut, outside nut, 2 more of these little shoulder washers, washer, and another nut. So it's saying for the upper mount, you will need to tighten down the jam nut snug against the shoulder in the middle of the bolt. Add a misalignment spacer, then insert the upper hole into the shock, followed by the other spacer. So, boom, boom. I just gotta make sure it's facing the right way. So this goes in the shock. This goes, okay, so this is the part that goes to the swing, the arm of the truck. Then this goes inside the shock. Okay, so this. See where that isn't even gonna align. I mean, unless I can shove the, I can't shove that down anymore. I'm gonna have to hope that, I'm guessing that when I take the other tension bar off, or the other piece off, this swing bar should swing, right? So then I should be able to move it up. Okay, and then we put the other one with the hip, or whatever, the hip towards the shock. And then, sure. And then the nut. Now the question is, I'm gonna have to get, I hope I got a wrench big enough to go on that. I think I do. Well, yeah, I got these guys right here. Okay, and that, I'll just tighten up now. What does it say to do? Alright, so for the upper mount, you will need to tighten down the jam nut, followed by another spacer, washer, and lock nut to attach the shock. Next, you will need to align the other side of the bolt with the hole in the factory sway bar. Yeah, well, that is going to be a trick, isn't it? Okay, so at this point, take the other one off on the other side. And then the bar moves around. Now you can actually let go. But, as you can see, you're still going to struggle trying to line the bolt up with the hole, because it does not it does not line up. Woo! Washer, nut, success. Oh, just in case you're wondering. So these little rings in here, for those who know, they're probably going to tell me, duh, we know that. But for those who don't, these little rings in here, they're not solid. They can shift, okay? They can shift different ways inside here. Same up here, apparently. The little rollers. If you can see that or not, but they're little rollers, so they roll around all you gotta do when you're going to line up and you're just like, well, these don't even line up. Well, if you get the bolts to move inside, the shock will twist from side to side, tilt. Which I'm guessing they probably meant to do anyway, but I was unaware of that. Those who are putting them in themselves and never done this before, they may not be aware of that, so be aware of that. They take a little to get them to move, but once they move, you're good. So it looks like it's all twisted and cranked around and stuff. I had to use a screwdriver to kind of get stuff to shift the way I wanted it to, but it's in there. And so now I got that one in, so now I can tighten her up. So let's tighten her up. And then crank it on with the torque wrench. Wrong size nut. Wrong size socket. And I have about a 1/2 inch of travel on this. So there's that. Every time I torque something, I feel like I'm just gonna snap the fucking bolt off, right? There we go. All right, bottom one. That one is on there, right? I mean, I can't really tighten it any more than that. Done. For all of you out there that do this type of work, you probably could have knocked it out in about 5 minutes. For us that don't, it'll probably take about an hour. For those unlikely folks like myself that have, wrong tools, get aggravated easily, normal people, it's going to take a little longer. But actually, it's not that hard. It just took a lot more work than I expected it to do. It was a real fight, a real bear to get the swing bar to actually line up with the shock itself. I mean, it was a bear. But you just push through it. It's not out of alignment. It's tight fit. It's a really tight, weird angled fit. So I'm going to throw the tires on. Oh, I need to throw my skid plates back on, throw the tires back on, and we'll go from there. All right, wheel time. Roll it over the tools, I don't care. It's amazing how fast your batteries. Amazing how fast your batteries go dead on a GoPro. All right, so according to the interwebs, the torque on these lug nuts is 100 pounds. So let's make sure we torque them. Okay, so okay. Oh, glare. Woo. So it's all reassembled. Tires are back on. Skid plates are back on. Little strutty things are on. So now, I guess we take it out and see if it drives. See how different it drives? See if it drives better? I don't know. Let's go find out. All right, let's see if I put it together. Put it together correctly. Now, I don't have anywhere to go, like, you know, test out the rock crawling part of it or whatever it is, but, well, seems to be driving straight. I don't hear any weird pops or twiggles or screeches. Okay, looking up my nose. Okay, well, it seems like it did okay. We'll keep an eye on it, tighten it up after a couple of 100 miles or so, and go from there. Yeah, I guess that's it. So those are installed. Now to go clean up my mess, because I got tools everywhere. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.